Welcome back. The weather's getting cold outside. I've got my snow tires on. No snow yet. Hopefully that holds off for some time. On this cold afternoon, we are going to be taking FSD through its paces in both city and highway conditions. I am recording the audio for this video after the fact. I'm going to be highlighting some of the highs and lows from this drive for FSD Beta. Trust me, you'll want to stay until the end. You're going to see some very interesting behavior. I say interesting, but very odd behavior from FSD Beta. It's actually something I've noticed before, and I'd like to get your feedback on that. We are going to start off here making a right turn onto a very busy street. As you can see here, these cars are right now making an advanced left turn. And the cars from the left have the opportunity to turn right or go forward. As you can see, FSD is inching forward bit by bit. What it's trying to do right now is determine if these cars on the left are going to turn right or go forward. Here, as you can see, it stopped as it detected those pedestrians, and once those pedestrians left, it's starting to inch forward again. It's doing a good job, but right now, I wish it would make a decision either to go or to stay, because it does have some times to move, and as it inches forward, it's causing a little bit of concern for those cars that are coming up. As you can see there, I had to disengage because it was just inching out a little bit too much for my comfort zone. So what we're going to do is just going to wait for the next break in cars, and FSD Beta then makes its turn there. So again, I would like to see a little bit more assertive behavior from FSD, but now that it's gone, off it goes. I'm just going to speed up the camera here so you just get a sense of how FSD manages the traffic here in the right lane. When things slow down, one thing I want to see is if FSD is going to be moving over into the middle and left lanes. Eventually, it's going to have to get onto the highway from the right lane, but in the meantime, let's see how it manages slower traffic in this lane. And as you can see, as expected, things were slowing down, and FSD does a great job moving into the middle lane. So I really appreciated that. Again, very human-like behavior. It's going to have to get into the right lane, though, sooner than later, as we are going to have to get onto the highway. As you can see, there's a car on the right. That's right along our side. FSD lets that car pass and then moves assertively into the right lane. So great job there. What's going to happen now is we are going to be getting onto the highway, so FSD is going to have to manage the cars in front of it and then also calculate merging cars coming off the highway and then do an acceleration and then multiple lane changes to the left. So let's see how it manages that. All right, doing a good job here, getting a little bit quicker there. If you keep your eye on the speedometer, you can see how fast FSD is going. Good job pulling to the right. And now what's going to happen is it's going to be braking off to the left and merging with some traffic soon. And as you can see, the speed is picking up quite a bit. Good smooth move into that lane. Keeping good distance between my vehicle and the car in front of it. And now the speed is picking up. Look at the speedometer right now. Good job, nice and smooth. And I'm looking all around right now, looking at the traffic around me, behind me, taking a look over the barrier to see how much traffic is on that highway there. And there you can see, we're going to be getting onto one of the busiest highways here in North America. And you can see there's a good amount of traffic there. So this lane is going to be coming to an end soon. Let's see if FSD does the right thing and gets out of the lane well in advance with signaling. Just take a look at the camera there. Speed is picked up quite a bit, and there, fantastic job. It proactively moved out of that lane. No very quick last minute moves off into the left lane. And this lane is ending as well, and FSD does a great job and moves into the middle lanes well in advance. So fantastic job. It pretty much did the exact type of merging behavior that I would do, and that's all you can really ask from FSD. Now this lane could be ending, and there's lots of construction coming up there. So what I would like to see over time is have the FSD move over to the middle lanes. Let's see when it goes into and does that. Right now, it doesn't think it has to do that because there's enough space between me and the car in front of it. It's not slowing it down too much. Again, lots of traffic there on the left, so it's trying to manage that. It's got trucks there, we got vehicles on the left. It does have the ability to move over to the left right now, so I'm keeping an active eye on that, on when it's actually going to make that move. As you can see, we've got some vehicles coming to the right there, and FSD does a good job. Nope, there's a vehicle coming on the left, so it's going to wait for that vehicle to pass, but I'm sure then it's going to move into the lane on the left, and it does so nice and smoothly. As you can see on the right, we've got some traffic merging in front of us, and FSD wants to get around that. So that's something I would do when I would normally drive as well. So really happy with the lane changing. And moves over again, one more. Fantastic job. Moving ahead of that traffic on the right, the slower traffic on the right. Fantastic job. Really smooth. If FSD was always moving this smoothly and assertively and naturally in highway situations, that would be fantastic. While FSD usually does a very good job on the highway, I would say this is one of the better behaviors I've seen so far. Okay, we're going to speed the cameras up a little bit. And what's going to happen is eventually I'm going to have to get into the right lane, because I'm going to have to get off this highway onto another highway. Right now there's no need for FSD to get out of this lane. You can see it's moving comfortably past the traffic in the right two lanes. And it's going to slowly have to move over to the right. So it's going to have to do at least a couple changes, as you can see there. Not freaked out by any of those cars in the right. Keeping good pace. No phantom braking. Doing a good job. Nice and smooth and assertive. Seeing things are slowing down. It's keeping good distance between it and the car in front. You can see there's a lot of slower cars there on the right. Slows down for that car that just merged in front of us, doing a good job. Now it's got to move into the right lanes. You can see here, it sees that car that it's moving to the right lane, and with the now vacant spot, FSD merges in. Fantastic job there. Really like that. Good job. It's going to have to move over again. As you can see, it moves a little over to the right. Things are getting a little bit tight, but that's good. Nope, it's doing it. Oh. I disengaged there. That was just a nervous foot on my part. I wouldn't ding FSD for that. That was just me. It's doing a good job with that. Very happy with that. Now, as you can see here, this lane is very slow. We got faster cars on the right. We got fast cars on the left. Sometimes these cars on the left are going to try to do like last second merges in front of me. So we'll see how FSD manages that. As you can see, yep, there's one right there. Someone trying to merge in front of me. No issues for FSD. Takes his time, lets that person move in comfortably. We have another person trying to squeeze in there. No, they're going to go ahead. No issues there. You know, one thing I love about FSD is when you're stuck in traffic like this, you just let FSD go and do its thing. It's very relaxing. You don't have to sit there and hit, brake, hit the accelerator, brake all the time. It's one of the best use cases for FSD is in these high traffic situations like that. Okay, we're going to be getting off the highway right now. You can see we've got some temporarily painted divider lines right now. So FSD is trying to manage where it should be with all those lines. There's a few ramps coming up, so it's going to have to do a multiple decision making. So far, it's doing everything very well. It's staying in this correct lane, accelerating, nice and smooth. Good job with that lane selection there. And the highway is going to fork off in two directions right now, and it's going to have to go into the left fork. Let's see how it does that. Good job. As you can tell, everything here is very smooth. It's not riding up on that car. I have it in average mode right now. Nice and comfortable. Now it's going to have to pick up the speed here. Now, what I would like right now is, as you can see, I speed things up. I would like FSD to move me into the left lane, because the left lane will turn into an HOV lane. For some reason, FSD has an issue identifying this HOV lane at the beginning, and it'll just keep me in this lane. Usually what happens then is once the HOV lane opens up in the future, then just up ahead, what happens is FSD will then move me into the lane at that time. But it really should be moving me over before the HOV lane opens up. Doing a good job though, going ahead of those cars. As you can see, the HOV lane opens up here, and then FSD automatically goes in. One thing that's very interesting here on this stretch of highway is whenever I navigate here, FSD always makes a mistake and gets me off at the exit before I need to get off at. And in this case, we're going to see if it goes and does that. If so, it would be moving me over into the right lanes right now. It moves me over one lane. And yeah, it actually passed that exit and didn't get off, which was fantastic. That was good. That was the first time it hadn't done that in a long time, so I'm very happy with that. We're going to be getting off at the next exit, however, so FSD is going to have to get into the right lane. There's a lot of cars on the right, so it's trying to find its brake. All right, does a good job moving over. It's going to have to swing over one more lane, and well, you can see it went over very, very quickly on that one, and that was a little bit jarring. Now, this funny scenario is about to come up right now, and we'll slow down the camera when we get to that part, and you'll see where FSD really gets greedy again. At this exit ramp, I am going to be going into the right turn lane, or FSD should be taking me into the right turn lane, which it does right now, and then turning right. Let's see what happens. You see the car in front of me slowing down? FSD should be slowing down as well. It should be going behind that car. But FSD's got something else on its mind. It wants to go around this car. Look at that. You can see this is a single right turn lane. FSD is not patient and is trying to get around this vehicle. This happened in one of my previous videos where there was a bus in the right turn lane and FSD didn't wait behind the bus. It just tried to go around it for some reason. I have to disengage here, and these people on the right are kind of probably looking at me like, what is wrong with this person? Why is he trying to get ahead of us like that? And yeah, I can't even make eye contact with them. It's so embarrassing. So I got to ding that there, and I really should note that for the engineers at Tesla. There's no reason why it should be doing this. I've gone through this exit many times before, and it hasn't done that, but for some reason this time it just wanted to get around them. All right, so that will finish our quick drive for today. And let's do a quick recap of some of the highlights here from the trip. Just to start off with, yeah, excellent lane changing, both on city streets and on the highway. Did a very good job. Very natural human-like behavior with the lane changes. The ramps were managed very well. Getting on, getting off the ramps, did a very good job with that. Very smooth, didn't miss any ramps. And again, it was performing all these behaviors at very high speeds, and it did so without any hesitation as well. So I would think overall this was a fantastic drive. The only issue I really had there was that defect there on the right turn where FSD tried to get ahead of that vehicle. Really didn't make sense why I did that. But overall, a fantastic drive. If you have issues with those right turns like I experienced, feel free to leave that in the comments below. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. You drive safe, and I'll see you on the roads.